Today we're going to take a look at two of the most popular Magnum cartridges. The 357 Magnum in the Smith & Wesson 586 with a 6-inch barrel, and the Desert Eagle 44 Magnum with a 5-inch barrel. Normally the 44 Magnum would have much more power, and it wouldn't be a fair contest because I'm kind of going to do this on a hunting type deal scenario if you were going to take it deer hunting or something. But I bought some Fiocchi 44 Magnum with an advertised velocity of 1,310 feet per second, and it's not even breaking 1,100 feet per second over the chronograph. I don't know if they tested that velocity out of a carbine maybe, but anyhow, we're going to pit these two against each other today and see how they line up. The 44 ammo that we're going to use is the Defense Dynamics 240 grain jacketed soft point with a rated velocity of 1,310 feet per second. The 357 Magnum is going to be 158 grain jacketed soft point with a rated velocity of 1,471 feet per second. We're going to shoot them over the chronograph real quick and just check those velocities. Now this one here I'm sure is not going to get anywhere near that 1,310. I'm also going to be trying out my new ISO Tune Sport hearing protection earbuds. So far they've been really cool, but anyway, thanks Brian for these. First up is the 158 grain jacketed soft point 357 Magnum. I'm going to try to zoom you in here. We've got two shots here, and we're going to 1,097, 1141. I'm going to run one more over that really quick. $1,119. Let's go to the 44. The 357 Magnum with a rated velocity of 1,471 feet per second fell way short of that. Now we've got the 44 with a rated velocity of 1,310 feet per second. So I will zoom you in here. We've got two shots here. $1,094. And this ammo doesn't seem powerful enough to work the slide on my Desert Eagle. So I will have to manually do this. Bear with me. $1,103. So both of these are really falling short of what the rated velocities are. Now I'm not going to use this for the video, but I'm going to run one round of the Winchester 240 grain jacketed soft point with a rated velocity of 1,180 feet per second. So far it has been the only round that has exceeded it, but I'm not going to use this for our testing. I'm just going to run one over the chrono. So let me zoom you in there. Winchester 240 grain. That's the Winchester, and that is the only one that has lived up to its rated velocity of 1,180 feet per second. Let's move on. What I've got here to imitate our deer is a cantaloupe, a board just in case ribs or something, a gallon jug of water, and I've got a couple boards set up back here in case it goes through all that. We're going to do the 357 first. I've got one round of the 158 grain jacketed soft point. I will zoom you in here. 357 Magnum. Let's go up and take a look. All right, we have massive damage to our cantaloupe. Went through the board. Here's the impact The entry on our jug looks like it blowed out the back. And is stuck. Let me get some pliers, see if I can get that out. Not a lot of expansion, but pretty decent penetration. Soft points usually penetrate better while expanding less than hollow points. So we did have some major damage to the cantaloupe, major damage to the jug, went through the first board and stuck in the last board. So that's the 357. Let's line up everything and try that with the 44. We are back with the Fiocchi 240 grain jacketed soft point. Again, it was under 1100 feet per second. We got the same setup up there. Let me zoom in. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty disappointed in the performance of both of these rounds, but let's see what we got. We'll go up and take a look. That Fiocchi 44 Magnum is so underpowered, it will not cycle the action on my Desert Eagle. All right, we got massive damage to our cantaloupe. Went through the first board. There is our entry. Here is our exit. And it too stuck in that third board. And that's it. Again, not a lot of expansion like you would get from a hollow point, but decent penetration. Both of these rounds are underpowered. So we've got the 357 Magnum and the 44. Exact same amount of penetration, nearly the same amount of damage. Now, if this 44 was kicking out like it should, it would walk off and leave the 357 Magnum. There's no comparison in power and damage. But as you can see, with ammo manufacturers kind of fixing the numbers on their velocities, you should really check, get a friend that's got a chrono or something, and run your ammo over it before starting out hunting with a handgun, just to be sure. You don't want to lose critters and stuff to underpowered ammo. We're going to send one each at our little swinging plate just to see which one swings it the most. I'd imagine that 240 grain would. All right, let's try the 44. Now we're going to do the same thing with the 44 and that 240 grain. I hit low on that one. Let's do that again. All right, one more with the 44. There we go. That's right beside that 357. Would I use either one of these guns for hunting? Deer-sized animals, absolutely. I would not use either of the ammos tested today. The Fiocchi 240 grain jacketed soft point fell way below its advertised performance. The PMC bronze hunting 357 Magnum 158 grain jacketed soft point, same thing, well below its advertised performance. There are ammo manufacturers that will be honest with the performance. I would definitely choose one of them, but either one of these calibers for close range deer hunting, alternative season, great choice. And both of these guns, awesome. Thanks for watching.